you come to the Uffizi, you have an extraordinary immersive experience of the Renaissance. The paintings, the artwork, the architecture, and of course, underlining it all is that vast collection, largely on display in the corridors, of the antiquities collected by the Medici family, most of which was acquired in Rome. The architect Giorgio Vasari began the Uffizi in 1560. For Cosimo I de' Medici, it was to accommodate originally an administrative center for offices, hence the name Uffizi. And of course, over time, the artwork collected by the Medici family was put on display here. At the end of the line of the Medici family, this collection became the property of the new Habsburg-Lorraine state, on the condition that it would never be exported outside of Tuscany. Here is a magnificent Roman-era copy of Polycletus Doryphorus, the spear bearer, with his famous contrapposto stance. And the setting to admire it is extraordinary. This magnificent hall is the Hall of Niobe, and it tells the story through the statuary of the hubris, the pride of one mother that led to the death of her 14 children. She insulted Latona, the mother of Apollo and Artemis, by saying that she was more important because she had more children than that goddess. And you have here in this collection, found in 1583, at Porta San Giovanni in Rome, that very story narrated in stone. And here is Niobe herself trying to protect her youngest daughter in vain. Leonardo da Vinci is one of the greatest figures of the Renaissance. This room is dedicated to his work. We have here his baptism of Christ, the adoration of the Magi, and one of his earliest works, the Annunciation. And he goes on, spends time in Rome, Milan, Bologna, and finally France, where he dies. But it's here in Florence that he truly left his mark, not just on the city, but on the whole movement of the Renaissance. I've just entered the Boboli Gardens, right by the Buontalenti Grotto. It's connected by the corridor of Vasari all the way back across the Arno to the Uffizi. And the garden space is something extraordinary. It is an open-air museum, today over 100 acres in size. Let's take a look at things that came from ancient Rome. Now, the plinths here belong to an arch, the Arcus Novus, that was located originally along the Via del Corso, the Via Lata in Rome. In 1491, that arch was dismantled, and the architectural features eventually become the property of the Medici family, placed in their villa on the Pincio Hill, eventually to be transported here to the Medici Boboli Gardens. And what you have are two plinths that depict duplicate scenes. On each one, you have a victory figure, a goddess, holding a palm with a slave kneeling in chains. And on another side on each, you have a Roman soldier leading a defeated barbarian foe. When we turn instead to the Dacians, the stone with which they are being portrayed is porphyry. And that's a stone usually reserved just for the emperors. So it's very particular, very rare to have barbarians depicted with this particular stone. Initially, these Dacian prisoners were unearthed and became the property of the Delle Valle Capranica family, subsequently purchased by the Medici family, and as late as the time of Napoleon were transferred here into the Boboli Gardens. Palazzo Pitti behind me is constructed as early as 1458 for the illustrious successful banker Luca Pitti. By 1549, it's acquired by the Medici family and becomes the principal residence in the city of Florence. In the amphitheater space, you have an Egyptian obelisk of Aswan granite that was once part of the decoration of the Aesium in the Campus Martius, and behind it, an enormous monumental granite basin that was originally located in some imperial bath complex. It is the quintessential Renaissance garden of Florence. Many of the things that you can explore come from ancient Rome.